I hope you enjoy my stories. Instead of just clicking thumbs down, please comment and share how we can do better. If you do like our video, then please like and subscribe.
There are good HOAs out there. Okay, I have to admit they are rare. Nearly 6 years ago, when my husband and daughter died in a car crash, my HOA suspended my dues for a year, arranged various neighbors to come do my yard, rake the leaves, stuff like that. Every Tuesday evening, someone would ring my doorbell. I'd open the garage, and they would take various trash recycling cans to the curb for pickup the next day. Then Wednesday, someone would come by, ring the doorbell, and again I'd open the garage so they could put the cans back.
The HOA also had various members bring me food, make sure the cat and dog were taken care of, walked the dog, things like that, until I had gotten better enough to take care of those things myself.
Also, they would check my mail and bring it up, making sure I was still alive.
I really got to know my neighbors, and I thanked the HOA for arranging all this and helping out.
I figure that after reading all the nasty stories about HOAs, I would change things up with a good story.
Sue me for that 100, dare you?
This is a while back in the mid-90s.
I owned a condo in Las Vegas.
Bought it new, I lived in it. I do not recall how long I had lived there when I received a letter from the HOA asking me for my address.
I just ignored it.
A few weeks or so later, I received a letter stating I had been fined $100 for not returning that other letter. I went down to the office to visit the HOA president and said exactly this to him.
The only way I will pay this fine is through judgment.
Because I want to see you explain to a judge how you sending a letter to my address to verify my address and then fining me because you did not receive a response is going to fly with the judge.
The reaction was priceless. He thought for a minute, then conversed with the other person there, HOA broad member, maybe I dunno, then said to her, could we have misplaced his letter?
Okay, no fine.
His reply was simply disjointed.
I never said I did not send the letter. I simply said I was not paying the fine without judgment in small claims. He was just pulling BS.
Can they really do this? Received this letter from my HOA as the management company for your homeowners association. It is our obligation and duty to perform routine checks throughout the community for compliancy of the association's governing documents. As a member of the association, you're obligated to abide by the rules and regulations. During a recent tour of the community, the following was observed at your property. An inoperable vehicle is parked on your property. Action required. Please remove and/or repair the inoperable vehicle upon receipt of this notice. This is a courtesy notice requesting that you bring your property into compliance. Additional inspections will occur in the future to ensure this has been resolved.
Pursuant to Chapter 47F of the North Carolina General Statutes, a fine of up to $100 per day can be levied against you for every day occurrence the violation exists. Fines can be levied as assessments, and if a fine is imposed, it may become a lien against your property and could result in foreclosure.
If you have already taken care of this matter, thank you. No further action is necessary. If you believe you have received this letter in error, please do not hesitate to contact me at email redacted. The Board of Directors thanks you in advance for your prompt attention and cooperation with this matter.
How the F did I move into an HOA that doesn't allow parking my car in my own driveway? What is Chapter 47F, and how does that give them the ability to tell me I can't park my car in my driveway?
Edit. I'll be moving out of the HOA as soon as possible, but needed to rant in case it helps anyone else in the future. Do any HOA lawyers here want to touch this?
Help. Recently, my HOA changed hands to a new company. A lot is changing, but one thing is really getting to me.
A few months ago, they were bidding to have the whole community's roofs redone and shingles, but told people who have leaks to go ahead and get their roofs done. I had a massive leak, so I paid $8,000 to have my roof redone, which, by the way, the HOA had to approve as well as the city. Fast forward to now.
They're telling people that, oh well, now we have to do all the roofs at the same time, including ones they already told and signed that have leaks. $12,000 they want us to pay. So after I pay $8,000, They want me to pull another $12K out of my butt, and on top of this, they are having a meeting where they need 140 homeowners. I haven't seen more than 20 PL at the meetings, in order for us to not pay the full amount.
The full amount is $24K per house. No way this can be legal. I need help.
We all need help. This madness has to stop. And why can I pay $8K to have it done privately, and they want 3 times as much for the same job? HOA president and vice president husband and wife raising fees 20% every year.
My HOA president owns 2 of 14 units, and her husband bought one and became vice president 2 years ago.
Since they together have raised the fees on the HOA 20% each year.
They also own 10 units in the condo directly next door. So they own 13 units and rent all them out. I'm wondering why they have to raise our HOA fee so much. We have no pool and they really don't fix anything. So why are the HOA fees going up so much? Shouldn't a married couple using different last names be against the CC&Rs?
Anyway, they raised the HOA fee both years and their spending looks a bit suspicious.
I am wondering, can they keep raising the HOA fee every single year?
2 years in a row, 20%. If they do it a third year and even again the next year, what will happen?
If they own 13 units and maybe more, and they are raising the HOA fees as quickly as they can, could it be for any other reason than that they need more funds? Also, they don't live around here. They probably live in a big house, but shouldn't the president live on the property?
Also, is someone who owns so many properties really a good candidate to be president? Can an HOA really tell me what to do with my own home? Yup, and they even drag you into court if you don't.
I got my dad's house after he died. He was a member of the HOA. I did something and ended up with a letter from his HOA. I was a little pissed.
But more amused that some random stranger sent me a letter about what he didn't like of my project. Dipshit moron didn't give up either, sent me the ultimatum. If I didn't do what he wanted, I'd be taken to court for violation of the HOA. So I'm a scapper. Take me to court. I don't care.
He got his 411 lesson of the ABCs. There wasn't any agreement between me, the new homeowner, and any HOA. That all ended upon the death of the member of the HOA. As I said, I was more amused that some bossy britches figured I'd give in to his demands of his letter writings.
He really didn't have any answer other than he was president of the HOA, no vested money in the property, doesn't pay the taxes. Just some letter writing shit. He backed down real quick when I offered up my countersuit of $1 million in harassment and other damages.
He was so mistaken of thinking I'm a force to be dealt with. As a cousin said, I go for the juggler vein. Lately, my family and I have found ourselves in a frustrating battle with our neighbor, whom we've come to refer to as Karen, over our attempt to build a fence in our yard. It all started with her incessant complaints to animal control about our dogs, simply using the yard to relieve themselves. Understandably, we decided to erect a fence to address the issue and maintain some peace. Our initial request to build the fence was swiftly denied on the grounds that it didn't fit the look of the neighborhood.
While we could understand the importance of maintaining a certain aesthetic, it felt like a flimsy excuse, especially considering there was another house nearby sporting a similar fence. Undeterred, I submitted a revised proposal with a different style of fence, ensuring to include all the necessary paperwork as requested. However, our hopes were once again dashed when 3 weeks later we received another rejection notice. This time they demanded a slew of additional details: the cost of the fence, a detailed layout or blueprint, and specific construction plans.
These were requirements that hadn't been mentioned in the initial application process.
As much as I'd like to give the benefit of the doubt, it's hard not to feel like we're being targeted unfairly.
We're one of the few minority families in this predominantly white neighborhood, and it's not the first time we felt discriminated against. The basketball hoop in our yard was deemed unacceptable, yet other neighbors have been allowed to keep theirs.
We were fined for planting purple flowers and trimming shrubs, while our neighbor was permitted to freely paint rocks and windowsills to their heart's content.
And now, the last straw, our neighbor has installed these massive tubes that encroach onto our property, seemingly without any repercussions from the authorities. Did they even bother to check if that was allowed?
It makes us wonder if there's a double standard at play here. Feeling exhausted and out of options, we've decided to seek legal counsel.
Tomorrow, we have an appointment with a lawyer to explore our rights and options further.
We're hopeful that with professional guidance, we can navigate this challenging situation more effectively.
Neighbor just a jerkwad.
So we have these lovely neighbors that like to try to assess and complain about everything on our property. Our grass is bad. Our fascia is bad. Our sprinklers are bad. Our rocks are bad. Our paint is bad.
This has been going on for some time. But best part is we live next to the president.
We have a 0-lot line. Joy of joy.
I signed a contract to get our house painted.
Hopefully soon. Then we receive a letter stating we have to get the above fixed in 2 weeks. There are 2 holidays that are occurring this week, and I am going to do my darndest to get it completed. I added grass, not good enough. I added rocks, not good enough.
Fascia board has been fixed for some time. Sprinklers work and have been working for some time.
Everything is a problem with our neighbors.
We received in the most recent letter that if we do not get these items fixed in 2 weeks, we will be fined $100 a day. But as I read my deck page, I get this, so I need to know which comes first. Our assessment or the deck page.
It states, the CAB or Community Appearance Board may require such detail in plans and specifications as it shall deem proper, including without limitation, floor plans, site plans, drainage plans, elevation drawings, and descriptions of samples of external materials or colors.
Until the CAB shall have received all required plans and specifications, it may postpone review of any plans submitted for approval. Upon which receipt, the CAB shall have 30 days in which to accept or reject any proposed plans. If the CAB does not reject the same within such time, said plans will be deemed approved.
Upon completion of work, the owner applicant shall give written notice to the CAB.
Within 60 days thereafter, the CAB may inspect the work.
If the CAB shall find that the work done is not in compliance within the approved plans, it shall notify the owner, applicant within 60-day period, and shall require corrections for compliance. So I need to know which comes first, our assessment fee or the 30 days from our deck page. They can make up any fee, basically.
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.